Welcome to Headphone News, Montreal edition for Sunday, December 15, 2024.
Quebec City invests in Toboggan slide. Quebec City, located in Canada, is putting about 400,000 Canadian dollars, roughly $298,000 US, into improving the Dufferin Terrace Toboggan slide. This project aims to tackle the effects of climate change, which has caused more rainy days during winter. For 140 years, the toboggan slide has been a popular attraction, letting visitors slide down at speeds of 70 km per hour from a height of 83 meters above the St. Lawrence River. The investment will also include cooling systems to keep winter conditions intact.
Montreal family displaced by fire. A family in Montreal, Canada, lost their home in a fire on December 3. The blaze began when scented candles were left unattended. Neighbors quickly notified the family within 10 minutes, but the flames caused serious damage, destroying all their belongings, including a gaming computer. The family is currently staying in temporary housing and with friends. The landlord said it will take about a year to rebuild the apartment. In 2023, more than 7 out of 10 fires in Montreal occurred in homes, with over half caused by human error. The family is struggling to find a new furnished apartment due to high rental costs.
Health stories to watch in 2025. In 2025, key health stories include the quick rise of bird flu, known as H5N1, which raises serious concerns for community health. Many groups are also facing issues with harmful drugs. The increasing use of Ozempic, a medication for diabetes and weight loss, highlights changing trends in healthcare. In Canada, over 5 million adults are struggling to find doctors or clinics they can see regularly, reflecting ongoing difficulties in the health system. These topics will be important to keep an eye on in the coming year.
Workplace safety violations result in fine for Quebec company. Southgate's Carpets, a company located in Quebec, Canada, admitted to violating workplace safety rules. These violations were connected to the tragic death of employee Ron Hill in September 2023. As a result, the court charged the company a fine of $100,000, which is roughly $74,000 in U.S. currency. The owner, Mike Cariff, did not attend the court hearing on December 14, 2024. Family members of Ron Hill expressed their disappointment over his absence during the proceedings.
Canadians warned about online scams. This holiday season, Canadians are facing a rise in online scams. From January to September 2024, these scams have cost Canadians $7.1 million, which is about $5.24 million US. More than 30,000 people have reported being defrauded this year, leading to a staggering total loss of $503 million, or roughly $372 million US. The Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre is urging everyone to be cautious during online transactions. Both police and victims stress the importance of carefully questioning every transaction to avoid falling victim to fraud.
RCMP police dog program faces challenges. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, or RCMP, is encountering significant difficulties with its police dog program. An internal review has uncovered problems such as a lack of personnel, low staff motivation, and inadequate facilities at the training centre in Alberta, Canada. This evaluation covers the years from 2018 to 2024 and reveals that just over half of the positions at the training centre are currently filled. The report highlights potential health hazards for both officers and dogs due to poor infrastructure. Suggestions from the review include improving working conditions and hiring more staff. Additionally, the RCMP relies on its breeding program for German Shepherds to meet high demand and manage costs effectively. The evaluation emphasizes the urgent need for better resources and support for dog handlers and training efforts.
Impact of proposed tariffs on Canada. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe warns that a proposed 25% tariff from U.S. President-elect Donald Trump could seriously damage Canada's food and energy sectors. He emphasizes that these tariffs would create significant problems for the economy on both sides of the border. This situation raises serious concerns for Canadian producers and could lead to wider economic issues. Mo issued this warning on December 14, 2024.
Canada's GST holiday for the festive season. Canada is offering a temporary suspension of the Goods and Services Tax, or GST, for 2 months to help shoppers and businesses during the festive season. This GST holiday started on December 14, 2024, and will last until February 15, 2025. The GST is a 5% tax on most goods and services. The suspension covers items like food, clothing, and holiday gifts. This program responds to rising costs and financial worries. Right now, the Canadian dollar is worth about 74 United States cents, making this tax relief important for consumers.
Gracia Kasoki Katahwa's candidacy for Projet Montreal leadership. Gracia Kasoki Katahwa, the borough mayor of Côte-des-Neiges in Montreal, Canada, has announced her intention to run for the leadership of Projet Montreal. This follows current Mayor Valérie Plante's announcement in October that she will not seek re-election. Katahwa aims to support the community and create a compassionate city. As the political landscape in Montreal shifts, candidates are gearing up for the upcoming leadership race.
Quebec lawyers seek $906 million in legal costs. Lawyers in Quebec, Canada, are asking for $906 million in legal costs from group lawsuits against major tobacco companies. This amount represents about 1/5 of a proposed $32.5 billion agreement, which includes $4 billion for the claimants and $24 billion for provinces and territories. A Quebec court previously ordered tobacco companies to pay around $15 billion to the claimants back in 2015. The fees being requested reflect over 175,000 hours of work put into these legal actions, which started in the late 1990s. Right now, the exchange rate for Canadian dollars is about $1 Canadian to 74 United States cents, making the requested amount of $906 million CAD equal to roughly $670 million USD.
Highlights from Canada. This week in Canada features several important events. Young swimmer Summer McIntosh set a world record in Budapest, Hungary. In Montreal, a civil trial involving Gilbert Rozon continues, sparking important conversations about responsibility in the entertainment industry. Meanwhile, the Royal Canadian Navy launched a new ship in North Vancouver, improving the country's defense capabilities. These events highlight Canada's impressive accomplishments in sports, legal matters, and military advancements.
Financial burden of cancer in Canada. A recent study from the Canadian Cancer Society reveals that Canadians with cancer and their caregivers face a staggering financial strain of about 7 billion Canadian dollars each year, which is roughly $5.5 billion US. On average, an individual deals with costs of around 33,000 Canadian dollars over their lifetime, translating to about 24,400 US. The total cost of cancer to society reaches about 37 billion Canadian dollars, or around 27 billion US. Patients pay 20% of these costs themselves. This study highlights the significant financial challenges that can lead patients to delay or avoid essential care.
Quebec Health Ministry's warning on home care cuts. Quebec's health ministry has raised concerns about Santé Québec's plan to cut 1 billion Canadian dollars from home care services by March 2025. This reduction is roughly equivalent to $740 million US. Deputy Minister of Health Daniel Paré wrote a letter to Geneviève Byron, the president and CEO of Santé Québec, expressing his worries. These cuts could significantly reduce the hours of service available for those in need. Last year, about 22,000 Quebec residents benefited from a program that helps pay for caregivers outside the health network. The government is stressing the importance of keeping these vital services available.
Canadian short track skaters shine in Seoul. The Canadian short track speed skating team performed exceptionally well at a World Tour event in Seoul, South Korea, winning 3 gold medals and 2 silver medals. Steven Dubois took gold in the men's 500-meter final with a time of 41.681 seconds. Jordan Pierre Giles earned silver in that same event, finishing just behind him in 41.759 seconds. William Danjanu also claimed gold in the men's 1,500-meter final, completing the race in 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Danae Blaise secured silver in the women's 1,000-meter final with a time of 1 minute and 31 seconds. Additionally, Blaise helped her team win gold in the women's 3,000-meter relay, finishing in 4 minutes and 11 seconds. This event highlights the impressive talent of Canadian athletes in winter sports.
Moisson Montreal's holiday food distribution. Moisson Montreal, a leading food bank in Montreal, Canada, is providing more festive food packages than ever before. This year, volunteers filled thousands of boxes to assist hundreds of food banks across Quebec. The growing need for food aid highlights the ongoing challenge of food insecurity in the area. Support from the community and donations are vital to this important effort.
That is all the news for today. Thank you for listening to today's headphone news. News summary brought to you by AI.